Hey guys, welcome to my channel. If you are new here, my name is Miracle Monique. I post Christian and lifestyle videos on my channel. In this video, this is going to be a real, raw, uncut video. So there's no edits. So even if I mess up, it is what it is. And I really wanted to do this video to show you guys the reality of recording a YouTube video. And I strongly believe that over the years of me doing YouTube, I have became a lot more comfortable in filming myself and talking to a camera, even though there's nobody in the room. So you guys are seeing this in real time, real life, and this is what it is. So today I actually want to do a video, just a recap of, not my life, but a recap of how this year is going so far. I know that in my, maybe 2 videos ago, I did like a January recap video, but this is more of a detailed video and explaining my mental health. And that's what this focus is all about, is mental health. So I actually really want to backtrack. So ever since I was young, I've always had this creativity inside me. I always wanted to do something that was creative, whether that is drawing, writing, reading, which I love all 3 of those. And also I loved to do photography once upon a time, and videography, which I still love videography. Photography definitely down in my life. It was a moment where I was gifted with a camera, and it was like a financial, not a financial breakthrough, but a financial setback to where I actually had to sell my camera. I didn't have to sell it, but I did, so I can make ends meet, honestly. I didn't have to, but I did. And after that, I just never really seeked to, invest in a new camera and continue my journey with photography. But that didn't stop me from being creative. There was a lot of opportunities in the jobs that I would do to spark my creativity and continue my creativeness. So it was one point in my life where I actually worked with kids, and I was an art teacher before. Multiple times. Every school that I went to for the after school program, I ended up becoming the art teacher, because we were able to pick, which creativity situation you wanted to be in. I always picked art. So I had a lot of time to, as an adult in teaching kids, I had a lot of time to spark my own creativity and also open up the doors for the kids to be creative and to express themselves in ways that they wanted to. So just over the course of my life, I ended up going to college, right after high school, and I was reading, I was writing. I actually joined a photojournalism class. Well, not a photojournalism, that was back in high school, but in college I did a journalism class, and it was really awesome. I had a lot of fear built up in me while I was attending college, so I didn't really get to expand that side of journalism going through college, because it was always a fear holding me back from reaching the best that I can be. I knew I had the potential, but depression actually resided in my life for a couple of months, and so that drove me to not continue college. Anyway, it's 2023, and am I still battling with depression? Back in January, I actually battled with depression. I ended up dating. My dating life was actually existent. And they say the right person you won't fall back to what you used to do. You will actually become a better you. And let's just say that I wasn't becoming a better me. As much as I wanted to, as much as I was trying, it's just that person definitely had a part of devaluing my character. And so I was trying to hold on to something because my heart like desires to be married, right? And honestly, in that season of dating back in January, dating this person, I was trying to hold on to a longing of wanting to be in a relationship. It's not that I didn't know my worth, it's I longed for a relationship. I longed for marriage. I longed for love. Not realizing that I already had that in God. In the back of my mind, I knew that I had that, but my actions spoke otherwise. So with that, my creativity stopped. My finances dropped. My mental health declined really, really badly. I was crying, literally, for no reason. And I was wondering, why am I going through this when I wasn't going through this before this person arrived in my life? And I felt like God genuinely spoke to me, and he was like, dude, this person is not for you. I have somebody so much better in store for you. Just continue to wait on me. And so in the season of my mental health declining and the month of where everything felt like, what is going on, like from right to left, from left to right, to below and above, like I felt like stuck, and I felt very like set back from the creativeness, the productiveness, the responsibility, the awareness, the intentionality. I could go on and on and on. And I allowed unbalance to be balance in my life when it wasn't. I'm all about balance. I'm all about listening and being obedient to God, and I wasn't. And so everything that I explain is not to downplay myself, but it's to understand that I went through something that mostly everybody go through, whether they speak it out loud or stay quiet. And I actually had to really reset, and I really had to move forward, and knowing that obedience is key, and being obedient to God takes a sacrifice. It takes self-denying. It takes letting go of you and picking up your cross. It takes losing out on the things that you may think you want, but God knows exactly what you need. Obedience takes power. It takes self-resilient. It takes intentionality. It takes patience. And at the end of the day, obedience is so worth it, because God knows exactly what you need. He knows what we want, but he got what we need. And so I don't know what you are dealing with today with your mental health, but I pray for you. And I pray that you know that God is there for you, and God will never leave you nor forsake you. It's so easy, right, to hear somebody be like, oh, just pray, God got you. But they don't really talk about standing up. They don't really talk about genuinely rebuking the devil. They don't really talk about fighting, right? And it's a fight to walk with God, because our heart wants something else, and God is like, nah, I got something way better for you. Because you know our hearts could be deceiving, right? And I just want to say that when you allow somebody to devalue you, when you allow somebody to devalue your character, when you allow someone else to devalue your integrity, that's not the person for you. And so when I realized that that person wasn't for me, I gave it to God. And what did I do? I stood up. I stood up and let go of the things that does not bring value in my life. And people wonder why I'm so strong. People wonder, like, how do you just reset like that? How do you start over like that? It's not me, it's God. It's me knowing where my identity lays. So today, I hope that you know where your identity lays. It's important to know where your identity lays. It's important to know who you are. It's important to not self-sabotage yourself. It's important not to self-sabotage the blessings that God has for you, because don't you know that God has predestined your life? Don't you know that God already knew you when you were in your mother's womb? Don't you know that God knows how many hairs is on top of your head? Don't you know that your creativity is important? Don't you know that you are important? So when someone is devaluing your character, or even yourself, if you're devaluing your character, let's take a step back. Let's inhale and exhale, and let's breathe and know that your identity is in Christ. Know exactly where your identity lays. Because if you don't, you will never know who you genuinely are.